Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. This may be a selfish show today because it's going to be all about Spelman College. And why is that? Because I have encouraged you to go back to your class reunions. I said it would give you just a lift to see everybody. It would just help you, reconnect with your people you haven't seen in a very long time. And I was able to do that. We had people to come back to this Diamond Daughters class of 1964. That's what we're called now, Diamond Daughters. We used to be a Diva Dolls and then Divas and then Golden Girls, 50 years. But now we're 60 years out of Spelman College and we're Diamond Daughters. Once you do the 50 years, you're Diamond Daughters forever. So we're Diamond Daughters. And it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful weekend. Look at the bag. Isn't that a gorgeous bag? I mean, I just want to strut in this bag. When I get ready to go somewhere, I want to make a statement, I'm just going to carry the bag. I'm not going to say anything else because the name itself says a lot. All right? So I just enjoyed that so much. And in the bag were a number of things, but a scarf, a Spelman Diamond Daughter scarf. Of course, I wore my Ralph Lauren that was developed and designed by Ralph Lauren for Spelman. And I had on, of course, my Ralph Lauren design for Spelman in the right white, the right floating, fit just right, dressed. And my daughter bought me all that. I'm laughing, but my daughter bought me all of that a Christmas or two ago, just for this year. It was just wonderful. It was just wonderful to be a Diamond Daughter. And I have encouraged you to go back to your high school and your college reunions to reignite whatever it was that was going on between you all. You know what I like? I like we act just like we were when we were in college. The same groups got together. The same people sat together. The same people we talked and laughed together. It was just marvelous. And so this is from the commencement, because I went to commencement and I was able to hear Angela Bassett, Soror, and of course I was able to hear Chief Justice Katanja Brown. They were both there. And then of course our local and our international. She's local because we know her, but she's international. That's Rose Scott of WABE Radio. She was there to get an award also. I was so happy to be, and I did all of this. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it now. Let's get the real deal going here. This was a good example of super aging, my friends, because getting older without getting old. My class of 1964, we participated. We walked through the arch, which was fabulous. All right? And we are 80 plus years old. Some people just turned 80 because they came to school early. Some people are 81 like me. Someone already had an early birthday. They're already 82. But I want you to know we turned it out. We look good. We smell good. And we walk with canes and we walk with walkers and we walked the best we could walk. And we were happy. And let me tell you about the event. So Dr. Annie Cheney Jones, you heard me talk about how she is just beat up on us. Ooh. But Dr. Annie Cheney Jones, she laid out an event. We had a gala that the class of 84 wanted to know what was going on over there in the class of 64. Because we had a DJ and we turned it up. Yes, we did. And it was, what y'all say, it was lit. It was lit. People were like, who? That's the class of 64. Yes, it was. It was fabulous. It was fancy. It was fabulous and fancy. But it was, what did I say? Classy. Like Annie Cheney Jones would do it. And like it would be for Spelman women. Ooh. And the Morehouse men, our Morehouse brothers came. So I will have pictures at some point I have pictures at some point. We have one between my daughter Evelyn and I don't know why I went blank on her name. Her daughter's name is Kelly. The two young women, though they grew up being Spelman children, daughters of Spelman women, did a lot of photography. And we lived in a hotel all weekend with everyone. So we had to be trying to get back and forth. We just wanted to just go to the room and take a nap. Anyway, I'm so glad that my mother made me come here. Because I said, maid, yes. I knew I was going to go because my mother went to Spelman, but I was trying to go somewhere else. But now Spelman is like a celebrity school, I guess. It always was a good school, but it's celebrity now. So when I say, well, I'm a Spelmanite, go, but see, there's another part of me. So I just want you to know how much I enjoyed that. It was really fabulous. I was glad to see all my classmates. We had a great time. We hugged and embraced one another. We all understood when we heard that one, two of the others couldn't come for many reasons, because we all have had something. I've had cancer 3 times. I was right there with no teeth. I said, well, I just talk like this, or of course, I think in June we're gonna really work on getting the teeth. I have a GoFundMe going on. What's the GoFundMe? Go call Dr. Terry Simmons, and say you're going to fund it. Oh, Lord have mercy. I make a joke out of that because that's my GoFundMe. People are always getting GoFundMe things up. I'm not doing all that. I'm just going to go. But let me tell you how we started out. So on Thursday, we had a convocation and we had a breakfast. We had a breakfast convocation, a brunch maybe. That was breakfast. Anyway, we were just glad to see everyone and hear President Gales and, just get started. And our reunion with a good friend that's in the class of 84. I'm in 64. It was the 4s and the 9s. So Beverly Maddox is in the class of 84. So I get a chance to see people that I know and other friends. And I had a lot of friends, come to think of it, in different classes. Carmen Burns, this was her, Carmen Burns used to be on radio, TV. This was her 50th. She was the Golden Girl this year. And there were a number of people I saw that are in different classes. 74 gave the most money. 74, who they are on a fixed income like everybody else, and they gave $2 million plus. I got handed to them. Okay, 74. I ain't mad with y'all at all. Not at all. And so congratulations to the class of 74. So, and in the midst of all this, Georgianne got an award. I did because my undergrad is Spelman, but my graduate school, the terminal degree, is Clark Atlanta. I received my Master's of Education in Curriculum and Supervision from Georgia State. But my doctorate I got at Clark Atlanta. I was so happy to have a whole picture and lots of information that I thought I had gotten out of there. But if you go to my website, www.drgeorgianne.com, you'll get more current information. But it was just wonderful to be there. And what I liked the most about being there is my son-in-law and his granddaughter, whom my daughter is helping to raise, Nalea. Nalea was there to be on Clark Atlanta University's campus. And I wanted her to see that. And I was so glad for state judge, I don't know what kind of judge. I should know what kind of judge. But anyway, Judge Brenda Sue Hill Cole came to show her support. And L. Cornell Pearson came to show his support. And our board member on Clark Atlanta University, board member Carolyn, Ambassador Young's wife, Carolyn Young, who's on the board, but she doesn't necessarily have to be at all events. She came to show her support. And then, of course, the staff that I know so well. I was just so happy to be there. I was so happy when they called my name. My daughter escorted me up along with Vice President Sam. And so, and I gave a little speech, and that'll be on my community page. So I'll try to put the link and tell you where to start and where to start listening to me, because I don't know how to take just me out, just my part out. I would like to just take my part out, but then it's some good stuff on there from the entire baccalaureate service. And so I'm just excited about this, because I need you to know at 81 years old, you can still be happy about things and do things. That reunion was just perfect. And to get this award, it was the Grace Towns Hamilton Evelyn Gibson Lowry. Grace Towns Hamilton, first Black woman to sit in the state house. And Mrs. Lowry married to Mr. Lowry, Reverend Lowry, SCLC. I mean, she started SCLC Women. I mean, she was her own woman. That's what I always liked about her. And so I received the Woman of Excellence Award. Only 3 people. I'm the 3rd person to get that award. I mean, I'm my mouth is open for social justice. So I talked to them about what happened when I was marching and what we have to do for our students, and how much I do love my students at Clark Atlanta University. I love my job. I had 1 class this semester, and I lamented because I was looking at I needed another class financially. But actually the 1 class was good for me. It kept me active, with the school, and it gave me more time actually to do more of this and more things I'm doing out here. And so sometimes what man means for bad, God means for good. At first I was looking at it in one way, but I looked at it another way, that I'm still there and I was able to impart knowledge, and I delivered. I feel like deliverance happened with some students. And so I don't know how to explain that. But you could see when they first come in, freshmen, and then when they come in and is happening with them, then you see that transition. They're making that little steps, small steps. So with me, I look for the small steps. I look for the good. It was hard to get the award because I'm doing, especially at Clark Atlanta, I'm teaching. That's what I love doing, and that's what they want, people who love what they do, and that our students are gaining information that's going to help them with their critical thinking and help them, maneuver this journey that they on called life, you see? And so I'm very grateful to Clark Atlanta, Dr. French, Dr. Danny Black, all the people I love over there, Dr. Bass, Dr. Timothy Moore, Dr. Celeste White, the Whites, the Doctors White, Gary and Celeste, Dr. Alicia Simon, Dr. Tammy Simmons. These people have carried me basically a lot. Dr. Kimbrough, they carried me and helped me whenever I needed something. Or I used to have programs for students. I believe in interdisciplinary classes. I would have some of them come in and speak to my class, because I want them to know the connection that learning is not isolated. Physics is physics, and biology is biology, and English is English, and you don't see the connection, then I have a problem with that, because I can show you the connection. We are connected. And so I believe in interdisciplinary classes as much as possible. I've been doing that since I was at Walden, maybe middle school, way back in the day. But I've always thought that we should connect our students. Learning should be connected, because we are connected spiritually. There's a connection here, and so why not connect the work? And so I want to thank. This is 35th anniversary of the baccalaureate service for Clark Atlanta University, and to think that I would be honored at this level. It really meant something to me. It meant something to me. And so to that end, I want to say thank you. For those who are watching for the first time, you say, well, I thought you were supposed to be talking about age, and I am. I'm talking about that I'm 81. I'm talking about how important it is to continue. There's an expiration date on Georgianne, but there's no expiration date on Georgianne's dreams. There's an expiration date on you, but there's no expiration date on your dreams, your desires, the things that you want to do. You put the expiration date on there. Nobody, because God told you what to do, and you're not doing it. That's on you. Let me tell you what really got me. This is my last little bit. Ed Dwight. Look up Ed Dwight. He's a black man. Ed Dwight. And this black man went on a trip out of space yesterday or today. Today is May 20th. So somewhere either May 20th or May 19th, he went on a ride to space. Why? Because he was trained to be an astronaut, or he was trained to go in space, but the politics didn't allow him to go. They allowed all other kinds of people to go, but they didn't allow Ed Dwight, during that time, a black man, to go in space. Crazy. During his time. And so he went on to become Ed Dwight, a well-known sculptor. His sculptures are around the world. Do you see where this is going? Do you see why I talk to you about what we're doing here? Why I love this show and why I like to talk about super aging. Mr. Dwight, Ed Dwight said, they didn't let me go up in the air. They didn't let me be an astronaut. During the time I was still a black man, I'm still a black man, but I know how to do something else. I love the way we do that. I love the way God gives you that. God said, okay, I've done all I know how to do, but you can do this. And he sculptured his way. Let me tell you, he's done the sculptures for Benjamin E. Mays. He did the sculptures for Hank Aaron. He did the sculpture for Miss Sonona Clayton. And of course he did the sculpture for Dr. King that's in front of the chapel at Morehouse College. Beautiful work. You know his work. And they say his work is all around the world. He's going somewhere now to do something. Look up Ed Dwight. It was on Channel 2 News, but if you just put his name in, I think you'll find it. That's what I like about us. That's what I like about you and me. Because we are going to continue the journey. We're not going to continue the journey. There were people out. Wait. So the 4s and the 9s. Well, let me tell you about a 4. She was class of 1944. There may be one left or two. She was in her right mind, as we say, and she was on a walker. And she strutted through that arch, walker by walker by walker. I was so proud of her. I didn't know what to do, because I would be the same way. If I'm the last one in the class of 1964, I'm going to strut through that arch. I'm going to have on my white dress, my nude stockings, and my closed-toed shoes. They don't care what's going on in America. That is what you're going to have on. And I love that tradition. Nobody walks through that arch on campus. Nobody. What we do is you go through it your freshman year and you go back through it your senior year. All other years, you walk around it. I loved it. So class of 44, then the class of 49 maybe had 3 people. The class of 54 had a few more. And the class of 59 had a few more. And then the class of 64. We did well. And then you come through the arch and then you sit down and you wait for all the other classes to walk through. And so we sat there a while, but it was just wonderful to look at every year somebody walking through. Because we're near the front now, because we're 80 years old, you see. So we're near the front of the arch. And as people walked through, then we waited for the 505 graduates. And they come through and they're crying because they've been waiting 4 years to walk through that arch. Once you walk through that arch in that black robe, you're now on the other side. You're graduating, and you now are an alumni of Spelman College. I loved it, every minute of it. It was exciting, and that's why I have encouraged you to go home and reconnected with people I hadn't seen in, well, at least the last reunion 5 years ago, but I reconnected with a classmate that has never been to a class reunion until this year. Never. She's like me. I haven't been to Fravel's in Gary, Indiana, but she had never been to one but this year. And all of us that could hug her, we did hug her. So what about you, baby? You see, this all helps with what? It helps with you having a well-lived life. When it balances out like this, when you're able to go somewhere, and a lot of people came by car, got somebody to drive them, or they had somebody to help them on the airplane, but they got here. And so I'm encouraging you to go somewhere. If you don't want to go this year, go next year. Or don't wait for a class reunion. Just show up. Show up at your old high school and say, I came out of this school where you have to call and make a raise so they know who you are. And you have to show your ID, and they have security to go through. But anyway, show up at your high school and do that. And just think about how you used to be that little girl, that little boy. And where are you today? And what are you doing? And how far you come. And how you will reach back. Each one reaches one. Each one helps one. We help one another. Baby, what are you doing otherwise? And so I wanted to share, if I could, with you, the whole getting older that Ed Dwight waited. I'll tell you what God would do for you. Here he said, I'm not going to make it to the moon. I'm not going to make it. So I got some stuff. Like my one-woman show. I didn't think I would get that. But I got it at age 77. You just got to believe. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in God? Do you believe? Are you working towards it still? I was still doing things while I was waiting for that one-woman show. I was still making music and singing. And, my brother got me a keyboard, so I got lots of stuff these days. But I tell you, God got a plan. And God got a plan. That's all I got to say. Oh, let me not leave without asking you, if you know someone that's getting married the second time, please ask them to order. It's on Amazon.com, or you can go to www.guidetothe-second-time-bride. You should not get married to anybody until you read this book. Not the second time. I got some stories for you in there. And then, of course, prayer always changes things. And my daughter, who was so helpful. I love her being with me. Lord Have Mercy by Evelyn Sanders. You need this book. These two books, I need you to get them. I need you to have them. As we work towards having a well-lived life, as we go down this journey, you know that I love you, don't you? We had such a good time. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait. I don't want you to think I'm not tired. Oh, it whooped my behind. Please. But guess what? I'm still here. And I just took that energy. I said, I got to have some energy. And I'm like, So when I felt like sitting, I sat. But when I felt like shaking my shoulders, I shook my shoulders. When I felt like walking somewhere, I walked. And when I didn't, I sat. Oh, I know how to do this thing because nobody tells you. Okay, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say, nobody talks to you about getting older. They don't give you what I'm giving you. You have aches and pains, people. You don't even know where they come from. But when they come, you don't get in it. You don't say, I got this ache, I got this pain. You try to figure out what that is and try to get rid of it, or figure out what to do to make it better for you. The whole thing is make it better for you, but don't fall into the whole old age thing. Well, this is what old people do, so I'm gonna go on do what old people do. No. That's not what you should have seen. My classmates look good. We look good. Yes, we do. We look just delicious. That's how we look. I'm gonna put it like that. The men and the women, we looked great. That's because we just got up and said, I'm gonna keep going. And that's what I need you to do. To get up and say, I'm gonna keep going. And that's what I'm gonna do. Keep going, darlings. Because I have more to do. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to do all that I can do. I'm getting older, but not getting old. I love you, and you can't do anything about it.